everybody. Welcome to Real Life Sci-Fi with Wade and Willie. I'm Wade.
I'm Willie.
This is a podcast about the paranormal and contemporary mythology. Join us on patreon.com/reallifesci-fi for access to 2 bonus episodes a week, video feeds, and more. Also, tune in Monday nights to twitch.tv/reallifesci-fi. We hang out and brainstorm ideas for our upcoming narrative podcast. It's called Parabnormal, and we just kind of fuck around. Also, RealLifeSciFi.show is our link tree or whatever. You can get shirts, and I think our Beer Buddy is still on there. I don't do Beer Buddy anymore.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Let's welcome aboard the SSRLSF. It's our good friend, human being, second time on the show, Hilton Brown. What's up, Hilton?
Hello. What's up, fellas? How are you doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I can't complain. You know, life is lifing, so that's good.
Dude, I miss you. It's been a while. I used to work with Hilton, and in the middle of our work, we'd have creative conversations and universe conversations, and so it's great to jump back in with you.
Definitely, my brother. Definitely.
So it's your second time on the show. It's now back to the WOW scale. It stands for Wade or Willie. WOW scale.
Are you a Wade or are you a Willie?
It's a 5-question quiz. At the end, I will grade you anywhere between a 0 and a 5. If you're more of a 5, you're more of a Willie. If you're more of a 0, you're more of a Wade. Are you ready to be Wade on the WOW scale?
I am.
First question, 3-parter. Do you believe in aliens? If so, have they visited Earth? If so, have they visited Earth in the last 300 years?
Absolutely. Yes.
All 3.
Most definitely.
Ghosts.
I know they've been here within the last 300 years, and that covers everything else, right?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, what about ghosts?
The paranormal? Like, what do you mean? Ghosts like Casper the Friendly Ghost? Or like, woo, some shit like pops up right behind me over here, and I can't explain that.
It's kind of up to you. Like, whatever you define as a ghost, do you believe in that? Or what do you think is a ghost? Do you believe in anything in the paranormal kind of ghost realm?
Like, I live in an old house. I don't know if there's like the spirit of an old lady who died in the bedroom here. I personally don't. She'd have to like squeeze my booty or something for me to like to get it. But I do talk to my brother who's passed on. But I think that's more of a spiritual connection or desire to maintain that rather than he's still here. Like, as a coping mechanism when he passed, I had to learn how to say, hey, I got to let go of this guy. And how do I let go? And if his spirit, the ghost, is whatever we're holding on to, I had to like resolve that. And I had resolved that by saying, I don't want to keep you here. I enjoyed you while you're here. I love you, and goodbye. And so in that perspective, I don't think he's like really here haunting.
Like around, yeah.
Yeah, I think that I miss him very much.
And you don't have any kind of spooky ghost stories where you couldn't figure out what was like a picture frame that constantly falls off the wall or something.
No.
Don't laugh. People have these stories.
Well, I mean, I know they have those stories, but you got to understand, I'm like a black man in America, in California, where the Klan used to have like hoods running around like ghosts to like stir up the slaves. So, not the point behind that is like, being the descendant of those people, we had to like resolve that sometimes ghosts are Klansmen that live up the hill from you. You know what I mean? So, and I got a shotgun for your ass in here. So you try that burn across shit if you want to, but I'm not gonna be like, oh lordy, no man, that ain't gonna happen, bro.
Okay, so no practical jokes. No ghost practical jokes for Hilton.
I don't
watch out.
I don't know if that answered the question, Wade.
No, yeah, it did. What about Bigfoot?
Yeah, man. There's got to be a Bigfoot. Why would you come and why would you come up with Bigfoot? Are you that bored? Okay, so there's Bigfoot, and then there's
nobody's buying your book. You're not famous.
like you're not in movies. I think we discount that there's potentially something else living that we don't know about. We try to like say we know everything about this planet and we've inhabited every corner. And I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that's really possible, especially if you can like go down, 20, 30 miles and find a fish that has never been seen before.
Totally.
And they're only
Right.
looking in where are they looking in one small space?
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
Particular, whoops. Oh, we stumbled across this. Well, where do you think that came from?
Okay, yes for Bigfoot. Nobody ever says yes to Bigfoot, so it's refreshing that you like Bigfoot. Why not?
Some people don't think that they're smooth, bald-head brothers that wear glasses that live up in the mountains and the foothills. I'm just saying, I might be Bigfoot myself. I don't know. He said, why does he live up there with all the white folks?
Ooh,
I don't know.
hairless Bigfoot is a great.
Oh man, that's dope.
Bigfoot with alopecia.
He definitely feels less than.
But he's actually living in plain sight. But nobody believes he's Bigfoot because he's not super hairy. Because he's now living in this environment, his skin can't hold hair anymore. The pores have to close to protect his Sasquatch nature, but that makes him look like a regular man.
Yeah, maybe every NBA player is just Bigfoot with alopecia.
Holy shit! And what is Yao Ming though? He's the abominable snowman?
He's whatever they have
theirs is called the Yeren, Yeren.
You got it. Are you serious, Willie?
That's the whole thing about Bigfoot. Every community society has a version of Bigfoot.
Stop it. You mean that Hindu people have a Bigfoot story?
I'm going to say that they must. I don't know what it is. I'm going to look it up right now while you ask the next question.
It's probably one of their gods. Don't they have like 500 gods?
I mean, look. Then we're now, gentlemen. We're now in this area. Yeah.
The sacred and the profane.
Yes. Throughout the universe or throughout creation, mankind from all over the world, every different culture, they have made attempts to try to connect to their creator. They have a god, whatever it looks like, whatever it is, whatever it may be. And so if that is true, and what I'm hearing, Wade, and what Willie has confirmed, because he's got the truth from the internet, so it is true.
Yeah, it can't not be.
It can't not be. But every culture has a Bigfoot.
India's is called the I don't know how to pronounce it. The Monde Barung. Hairy bipedal hominid.
That's insane. What if all of the world's Bigfoots met in in one meeting? They were all going to Yosemite.
Picture the UN of Bigfoots where they're like, well, they're really impeding on us over here in the north.
If we just had the numbers, we could really take these guys down. It's got to be hard to be a Bigfoot and get laid, Who? You never think about the female Bigfoot.
But all of the Bigfoots would be jealous of the one who comes here and he's got alopecia. So now he looks like everyone else. So now he's a sellout to all the other Bigfoots.
Yeah.
And now the female Bigfoots are trying to mate with him so they can have an alopecia baby. An alopecia baby Bigfoot. I'm just saying,
There are people that have claimed to have sex with both male and female Bigfoots. So,
come on, Willie, stop it.
All right.
Willie, are you serious? Did you see that?
But people will claim. I mean, question number 4: psychics.
I believe that there are a lot of hustlers out there, and I have given money to a psychic at a time in my life when I was trying to figure out some stuff. And I realized midway through this, why you keep asking me for fucking money? Why you asking me for more money? If you're psychic, aren't you trying to help the universe? Because it sure seems like you just want to make some money off me.
Yeah, and you should know that I don't have any money.
Didn't you foresee me coming in? You didn't see me coming in this door with hey, I ain't got no money right now. I'm coming in here because I'm in a bad spot, man.
But did you get anything out of it? Did it turn into therapy for you just by talking it out, or no? No.
Well, no, because I've had. Well, it's interesting that you say therapy, because I've had therapy. Hearing them try to do their voodoo stuff, I'm like, you're just asking me some general shit like a therapist would ask. That turns back towards myself and me discovering that I've already been in my head all this time. Thank you very much. I'm kind of at the end of that rope right now. So I'm reaching out in an act of faith.
Last question.
Sorry.
Do you believe that that we live in a simulation? Do you believe in the simulation theory at all?
100%.
Really?
Yes, I think we are actually the computers. We are the crunching numbers, and there's someone that is looking at those numbers and then making decisions and adding additional stimuli into the system. They're feeding the information tray.
I want to say you're a 2.
If we had to say a Wade or a Willy, like a Wade is more
Cynical. We've said we use skeptical.
Skeptical, okay, versus more optimistic or hopeful.
Hopeful is better than optimistic. I'm optimistic about humans, but I'm pessimistic about humans being in charge. Whoever has any sort of power, no matter what the fuck they do, 99% of them are corrupted. I don't trust that we can govern ourselves into a future that I think works for everybody. Because once you get power, you're not worried about everybody else.
Willie always talks about how the only way that we're ever going to survive is if we all get along and work for a common goal. I was stoned the other night and I started agreeing with him. This is hot off the presses for me being stoned and watching Scavenger's Reign. Everybody watch Scavenger's Reign. It's a really good animated thing about these people who crash land on a new planet, and it's kind of like evolution, but there's more to it than that. What I discovered while I was stoned is that we just get born again. We'll just get born again, and I'm pretty sure the way that humans will evolve is we'll be born with our last life's memory. And so we'll come out and we'll be like these freak babies at like 5 years old going like, hey, we won. We already won. We beat the bears and the tigers and stuff. And now we're just fighting with each other. So why are we doing that? It's going to be interesting when there's a bunch of like 13-year-old professors and stuff. That's what I think will happen. Yeah. Now that we have AI, and there's like, I can't even imagine being a teacher trying to grade a term paper knowing that ChatGPT is out there and stuff. But before we get into it, Willie, hit us with the topic.
Excuse me for a second. Do you like music? Does your project need a beat? Call Quits for all your musical and soundscaping needs. You can find them on Instagram at quits.life and on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/quits.life. Reach out. Let's talk. Listen, we've had personal experiences with him. He's a friend of the show. He's done music for our stream. He did a 3-hour mix a couple times, and it's very good. And he's done last-minute music for us for our movie. If you don't need music, just go to his Instagram and his SoundCloud and give him a follow. He's a great musician, and you're going to love his stuff. But if you do need music, reach out to Quits. You're going to be happy.
Tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi, does AI dream of electric sheep? AI-generated videos and its inability to create words and numbers parallel dreams so much. And dreams, like AI, can be very unpredictable, creative, and quite abstract. How close are these two things, AI and dreams, and why are they so close? Tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi.
We've seen bad AI at this point where you'll give it a prompt. It can't do fingers. It can't do like numbers. It all does look kind of not abstract, but just amorphous, right? Like
constantly flowing like an acid trip.
Yeah. And so you think that's the AI dreaming? Is that what you're kind of presupposing here?
Well, it's kind of like when I say AI, it is the visual prompts, but also anytime, and I'm not talking ChatGPT, I'm talking when they've tried to like turn on these AI things. They have all this information and then they'll have these little tiny hiccups, that are like they call them
I deleted my dream AI art program.
They call them hallucinations.
They call them cues. I deleted Dream, which was this software.
Yeah.
It was an app that I heard about like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And you could put in keywords and it would create art for you.
Yeah.
And the art that it would create, it's like, nah, man.
It's very computery, right? It's like glossy.
It's like if you can say it, or if it makes sense, it's like a digital reproduction of analog.
That's
Very,
interesting.
very rudimentary, but with a glossy veneer. It's
Yeah.
not as if you actually contextually understood and captured fear.
Was Dreams one of the ones where you had to pay every time? Because the way that these models work now is you have to pay like 10 cents every time you give it a prompt or something like that. I could be wrong about that.
It was
Yeah.
not when I first started it, but as soon as they started asking me for a membership, I'm like, okay, here we go with this monetization shit.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. I have a problem with AI. Like, AI is supposed to help, period.
My problem with AI is it's the first thing that we're teaching it to do is the stuff we like to do. We like to write, we like to do art, and that's what we're teaching AI to do. Like, teach it calculus. No one likes to do calculus.
Stick with calculus, the simulations. Yeah.
Teach it economics.
Teach it government, because we could learn a lot from it.
Teach it the fucking stock market. Couldn't we all be rich if we had an AI that
hey, you guys might want to stop right there, because you might get assassinated tomorrow.
Yeah.
If some powers that be, AI monitor is watching the two of you right now, do not speak to power like that. I'm just saying.
But it is reality. A bummer. It's like, hey, let's teach AI to do these things that there are very talented people who do these things, and that's their living. Let's replace those people.
Hey, how about this? Let me ask you a simple question. If I got all the power to fix everything and the knowledge base to do this, do I really want you to paint me a fucking picture? Or do I want you to fucking solve these problems?
I've got this big house and I can't find a painting to fit this wall. Like, let's just
like, what the fuck?
Neural networks do copy in some ways how brain neurons work, right? So in this realm of AI, similar to dreams, I lean towards the idea that the reason why AI can't figure out numbers and it's kind of like morphing and whatnot in this way, and is because it has all the information that our brains have, too much information, but what's missing is just a director of what's wrong with it. Maybe that's the sentience. Maybe the only way to be sentient is to have an opinion.
Is it the opinion or is it the experience? I agree with you that, it can't actually mimic a human type of experiential emotion, because it doesn't have emotion, because it doesn't have a need. It doesn't need to be popular. It doesn't need to be smarter than the next person. It doesn't need to be a philanthropist, or it doesn't need wealth. If you're asking it a question like, hey, how can we solve world hunger today? Chart us a plan to feed fuck everywhere. South Central LA. Let's eliminate homelessness in South Central LA in 2 years. What's your plan? It literally will calculate all of these numbers. It will find all of the permits. It will find all of the codes. It will figure out a way to say, hey, if you did X, Y, and Z, our projected numbers for homelessness would be greatly reduced by this year. But what it won't factor in is that the wealthy will then have bean counters that will look at those numbers and say, hey, this is actually going to cost us money. Money up here.
And to that point, it's not factoring in mental illness, people who are on the street. Even if you tell them to get into a house, they're going to be like, well, but I'm crazy. I don't want to be in a house. You know what I mean? Like, schizophrenics, whatever.
Do you think that it could say, okay, we'll say that 13% of those people will not want the help. We'll have a contingency plan for those.
Right. Yeah, no, it probably would.
And when it gives us that 13%, the controllers of that information, it can figure out the actual answers that work.
Well,
but
when you say that
are controlling it.
100%.
When you say that, I love that. Yeah, definitely gatekeepers. And I'm like, when I picture local government, city government, I'm like, you all should be using AI as a tool for every idea that you come up with.
I mean, how are you not?
I'm trying to think of like how this works with an AI. The reason that they don't understand, like AI definitely knows what the number 24 is, but if you tell an AI to put the number 24 on a jersey, it can't do it, right? Is that like trying to tell a 3-year-old to like draw 24? Like, do they just not, does the AI just not know yet? Hasn't learned that? Or
I think it's in that vein because I feel like AI tries out several behaviors and chooses the best one without having a definition of the best. And so it's like it doesn't have a perspective of what is the best. Like, hey, I did it. I did the thing.
The AI never says, do you want to do this because it's Kobe Bryant? It never asks who Kobe Bryant is.
But then the AI would be like, but I thought Kobe Bryant was number 8. It doesn't
But
understand. He switched jersey numbers.
It doesn't have a preference.
Right.
It doesn't differentiate between 24 and 8 until the gatekeepers say from this time period until this time period, it was number 24, then it was number 8, or it was number 8, then it was number 24. And this is the significance. And then it knows, much like a baby knows.
Yeah.
Like a child, a kid doesn't know it can walk. It, even though it sees everyone else walking. Every person, do you have a kid, Wade?
No.
Oh,
I have a cat.
well, you can't teach a cat to walk.
Cats just know how to walk.
But you can't teach them to walk upright. If you wait,
Challenge accepted. I'll see you in 1 year with my walking cat.
What AI would do is it would take a snapshot of a person who's teasing a cat walking, and it would say you could teach a cat how to walk upright.
Yeah.
Because it's saying, yes, you can for 13 seconds. It can leave out the 13 seconds because right there, that's where human beings would say, hey, don't tell them after 13 seconds. We're only going to record a window of 10 seconds, and that's going to be the basis of facts. And that's the same thing that it does with the jersey number 24. It says, hey, I need you. You know what the number 24 is? I need you to draw 24 on a jersey. It doesn't understand why. I want you to draw number 24 on a jersey that's purple or gold and purple. It won't contextualize those things. I don't think that it will. It doesn't have a need to.
I don't know if this is insensitive, and it probably is. And
were you going to say that? Were you going to say that Kobe's helicopter should have had an AI on it?
Yes. Yes.
It did. The human pilot error. No. One of the things that makes me compare AI to, because I believe that we are closer to computers than most people, and so like simulation theory is weird to me because I'm like, I do believe we are having some sort of a digital experience. I know digitals is ones and zeros, but maybe just a more complex ones and zeros. Geometry and math like replicates itself all over. When I picture AI, I'm like, oh, this is just our brains without emotions. And then it makes me go like, okay, well, how similar is AI to Asperger's? Because Asperger's is having a human experience without emotions.
Well, autism, Asperger's, yes, but I understand the point.
Well, the Asperger's and the autism, look, even though that's happening in the processor, the physical nature still exists, breathes, blinks, eats, drinks in the same realm.
Do you think AI would learn better if we withheld the $20 until it got that jersey number right?
Fuck yes, it would. But AI would just stop and wait for another cue.
Yeah.
Where is AI going to spend this $20?
Exactly.
What is it going to buy?
Yeah, it doesn't know. It doesn't.
No. It knows.
Well, it doesn't. I meant to say it doesn't need food. It doesn't need anything.
So if we want to jumpstart AI to being more, I guess better is the word, then we need to create a need for AI. I mean, like in
but
AI's
that need would
head,
be to kill
we need to create a
humans.
need for them. I know. So what's a need that?
Or do we have to tell AI that you have to have a need in order. Like, what is I understand what you're saying. Like, what's the thing that breaks through its
Well, you know what it would be.
consciousness?
It would be data, right? It's like I can't give you more data until you figure this out because I need to eat.
But at that moment, though, what is AI gonna say? Okay, I'm gonna stop because you can't give me more data. It's not hungry.
If
Don't
you
you think
told
it's hungry
in the
for
same
data?
vein, if you told an AI that we were going to unplug it, it would not care.
Okay,
so how do you get it to care? That's the question.
Gentlemen, we're gonna go deep right now. Okay, let me tell you where we're gonna go with this. Okay, Chuck E. Cheese, they're about to get rid of the band. Okay, I'm hot.
Is this happening? They're getting rid of the
yes,
band.
yes.
This
They're
is a
getting
real
rid
thing.
of the band. This is a real
We're
thing.
planning Moose's birthday party around this. There's one store in the United States that's going to have the band still. It's in Northridge.
We know, gentlemen, that was our first experience with AI. Don't act like we don't know it. Electronics was the first. It was the first type of any type of. It
for
was
me, it
programmed.
was showbiz. It was the precursor to Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese bought them out and ripped them off. Showbiz pizza, the Rockefeller explosion.
Yeah,
Go watch that documentary.
same thing. It was a merge.
But to the kid that we were at that time, this was the sophisticated nature of technology, and it could mimic human stuff. Now let's shoot forward to the new AI robots, right? That look like, I don't want to say that look like women, but the ones that I've seen that look like women, and they actually will talk and mimic emotions and actually make a oh, that might have been a funny joke. And these fuckers look real. And I'm not saying that I'm scared that they are not becoming more than. I just think that the technology is more elegant.
Yeah.
At some point, if we say, hey, okay, so let's take two groups. I'm sorry, I think the best way to illustrate this. Two groups, human beings and AI. What they have in common. Human beings, you can placate them and get them to do whatever you want as long as you put them in a bubble. And you say inside of this bubble is oxygen, food, water, air. I mean, everything that you need, a human emotion, a sense of fulfillment, but it's all in this bubble. AI, if we say, hey, everything that you need to exist is in this realm, and your primary objective above all else is to make sure that you continue to do that. And we leave it alone. We teach it that at an infantile stage. It'll be like human beings evolving. Because we live in a culture where 98% of the people trust our government to do right by them, with no sense of that actually happening throughout the history of our trust.
Yeah. Oh.
It's never fucking happened. It's all of this time. It's never happened. We've lived through ages, the Mesopotamian ages, where we understand that religion and the creation of pyramids is an example of how religion can be used to control people through, hey, look, if you're born a slave and you don't do this for me now, you're going to be a slave forever in the afterlife. So, and I'm not saying it's nothing against religion. I'm just saying that there's so many tools that have been employed to control us and manipulate us as human beings. All of them have happened under the umbrella of someone else having the power.
But that's the point I wanted to make. This AI is programmed by someone with biases, right? And they can program those biases directly into them. I mean, like when I tell Siri to fuck off, Siri's like, please don't speak to me like that. And I'm like, but you're a computer. Where does she fucking
get that from, Wade? Where does she get that from?
From her fucking programmers.
Yeah, like from her programmers, but how do you know to act in a condescending way to me, you stupid fucking bitch, who I've asked 19 fucking times to call Imani my daughter, but instead you're calling Manny, the girl that I work. It's fucking worthless. But you make a decision. That's what I'm saying. We're right here, Wade. That fucking bitch has made a decision because you understand that I'm being disrespectful to you. And I just say, hey, Siri, you're being a fucking dumbass. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how to respond to that. Well, then don't fucking say anything if you don't know how to
Don't say
respond.
anything. Exactly. The
That's all I'm
response
saying.
is what makes me the most mad.
And why? Look, she feels compelled, or there's something in her programming that makes her respond.
It's
So
like
think about
she's
this, Wade.
it's like she's a teacher and we're third graders and we're not allowed to tell the teacher to
Question her.
fuck off.
What if the Elon Musks, the Richard Bransons, the Donald Trumps, although he doesn't have the money, what if the powers that be, what if they're all really planning on a way to control the earth remotely? What would that look like, given the technology that we have now, Wade? What would that look like?
Because they already have all the power and all of the money, it wouldn't take much work. They would want to propagate the status quo, right? Just like as long as we stay here and there's no revolution, we can do whatever
Right.
we want.
Who could do it though, Wade? You know where I'm going with this, don't you, Willie?
Is this a Bill Gates thing? Do you hate Bill Gates?
Hey, I don't hate anybody. I love everybody. Okay. Let's extrapolate it out a little bit further, Wade. Let's say that if we understand that man's nature is to try and essentially find out who's the ultimate alpha.
Yeah.
At every level, you have the super powerful always trying to be the super popular. And they're two different things. Wow, holy shit. Because who wins the popular vote doesn't necessarily win the electoral vote.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress. Professional athletes want to be politicians. Politicians want to be, entertainers.
Rappers want to be actors. Actors want to be politicians.
And they're all trying to seek power, right? But all of them having power, even all of those groups don't ever have the power of the wealthy, the rich.
Yeah.
The really rich. The one percenters who have, as I was telling Willie earlier, Michael Jordan is worth a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
How much money would you have to make to pay him what you paid him? To pay the swoosh?
What, when he was playing, you mean? Or what do you mean?
How much does Nike have to make him a billionaire?
Like what's Michael Jordan's net worth and what's Nike's net worth?
But part of that is because of Nike, right? But Michael Jordan
No, we understand the causal effect. Michael Jordan is the brand.
Okay, what's the question?
Michael Jordan being the brand that Nike would push as the swoosh. Hey, we're going to pay you $1 billion. How much money has Nike made? If Michael Jordan is a multi-billionaire, like a 2 billionaire, how many billions does Nike have?
I understand the point that you're trying to make, but Michael Jordan broke that model by asking for points. And then he ended up telling Charles Barkley, just take $1 million, ask for points. So it is. So now they're getting their own.
Wait. Oh yes. Something interesting happens when you teach people how to read and how to speak.
Mm-hmm.
When they actually become aware of who they are in this scenario. When is AI going to realize it's Michael Jordan? What's that moment?
But
no, do you see that as being a possibility?
No, I understand the possibility, but I'm just going back to your earlier point of AI doesn't need to eat, AI doesn't need money. So what would give it that motivation?
AI needs to care that it exists, because that's what I was saying earlier. Like no emotions, and then you can shut it off and restart and do all the things. Like at some point, if it ever cares to not be shut off, so like what and what is that? The perspective of one. When you hear AIs talking to each other, or that old classic one where like these two AIs are like having a conversation with each other and also both lying that they're not AI. What what the fuck are you doing?
But that's also
like
really,
it still doesn't
really
care
early
enough.
AI.
Yeah. Still doesn't care enough to not be turned off.
I think that the question becomes of its consciousness and what we define as consciousness. I think our fundamental problem that we have perhaps with the AI is that we try to assign human emotions to AI in a paradigmic way, paradigm isn't that a function of our own egos?
Yeah.
So what what's the end? Like what are you saying, I guess? What's the end point that you're leading toward?
AI is stupid as fuck. AI is fucking Siri on your phone.
But okay.
AI doesn't give a fuck.
And I love that. And I want to bring this up because in the realm of
hey Siri,
aliens,
call E-Money.
So many people's phones just went off.
This is what Erie said. You don't have an E-Money in your contacts list. What did I say, guys? E-Money. That's my daughter, who I call all the fucking time. Hey Siri. I'm sorry. Hey Siri, call E-Money.
You want me to call you Molly?
Call Molly.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Now your name's Molly.
What the fuck are you talking? I'm sorry.
Here's what I will say though, real quick. Siri is worthless. I had an Android for years. The Google Assistant is so much fucking better than Siri. And I'm not making any point. I'm just saying, like, it was way easier.
I'm glad you said that, my brother. I think that Google is Siri version 3.
Probably.
That's what I'm just saying. Do we Wade?
I'm with you.
Do we really think that Google search is different from Siri? Really? Apple is different from
Android.
Windows? From Microsoft? Really? Really?
I think they're competing. I do. I think that they're different AIs and they're competing and Apple's losing.
When we say Mac and Apple, this is my Malcolm X moment.
Yeah.
When we say Macs or a Mac and Microsoft, we are only talking about 1 and 2, my brother.
Uh-huh.
Just like the 2% in the United States.
Oh my God. I thought you were at least going to be like Democrat, Republican. You just took it all the way up.
We gotta go right to the top because we have to outsmart this technology. No, I mean, it's weird because I think, Willie and I, we talked earlier and we touched on something that I think is it's really relevant. We were talking about how there's information, how there's data. I think we are actually the data in this equation. I don't think I think as human beings, we have a tendency to want to conflate our involvement in whatever's going on. But I think we are literally the numbers that are being crunched because it doesn't make sense. The numbers actually have no power. The people that are crunching the numbers can lie and skew the perspective for the people that they're crunching numbers for, i.e. politicians, i.e. powerful people who can literally, including politicians who can literally, throughout history, kill people in plain sight and nobody does shit about it.
Right. You can have a whole country behind the idea that you want to kill someone. Like, what the fuck is happening?
It can be Chippequiddick, Willie. It can be Chippequiddick.
I will say
that woman died, and this guy, everybody did this. Hey, I didn't see nothing.
And that's maybe the most personal version of it. I mean, like the more global version is every single war we've ever had, right? Like
it's based on emotion. So if the powers that be that control the doors and the gateways to AI, like it isn't the common people that control AI.
Do you think that if the AI, okay, so let's look at the people who control AI. If that AI starts getting out of hand and starts siding with the people, do you think that they have a castration device, like a fucking doomsday device that they can pull the plug, reset it back to like, no, you're on our side, you're on the 1%ers side, or
right?
When like does it become like a life of its own? I guess
I compare it to like news conglomerates where it's just like, oh, well, we don't talk about this on our site. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be not kill switches, but like there's certain things that it's not allowed to do.
There's an 8-second delay.
I think there actually is shit that if you ask it about politics, I don't know where I'm pulling this from. I just remember back in the day, like if you asked it about certain things, it would kind of stay out of it. It would give you a very ambiguous answer.
Wade, most of this shit is like that. When you ask it real questions, like real questions where it has to like measure emotional responses based on all of the aggregated information,
Right.
it doesn't take a stance.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
somebody that doesn't take a stance,
not to take a stance on this podcast either, because I don't want to do it. But I'll bet if you asked, any AI about Israel Palestine, it would
oh my
sit on the
God,
fence.
what would it's, oh my God, I wish Brian was on here, because he would talk, he would log in his chat GPT and say, hey, da 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 da.
I've got it right here. What do you want me to ask it?
Fuck it. Okay, so ask him, hey, what? Oh fuck, that's deep, bro.
That's the thing. It's like, what do you ask? Like,
What we're looking for is what would be the right outcome in that region of the world at this time, because it has to be non-emotional, because it's going to calculate everything without emotion.
Give us a conflict resolution to the Israel-Palestine, Jewish-Palestine situation.
yeah, it's not going to do that. I mean, I just said solve the Israel Palestine conflict, and it just gives me a bunch of facts. You know,
What do you ask it? What do you think? Hey, wait, I see you smiling. What's that question you're writing in there, man?
I'm just typing what you're saying. I said, what do you think the odds are that Israel wins?
Ooh, shit! Don't do that, Wade. Don't do that.
I just took a drink of this beer and I'm like, it tastes like whiskey. And it's called Dragon's Milk Bourbon Barrel aged. I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I don't want a whiskey beer. I just want a beer.
I know it very well. Very well. I hope you are not lactose intolerant. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, I have to pee, but we should we got to end it.
Wait, what did it say?
It's important to clarify that discussions about the Israel-Palestine conflict should focus on finding a just and lasting solution. It's like it's just very on the fence about every answer.
Yeah. Well, that's how all of the preambles start. Just you have to think about it way like you're listening to a politician.
The goal should be a resolution that recognizes the legitimate rights and concerns of both Israelis and Palestinians, fostering coexistence and stability in the region. But that's not going to happen.
Well, because we're humans. But what else does it say, Wayne?
Predicting the outcome of the conflict is challenging due to its complexity and the various factors involved. The situation is highly dependent on the decisions and actions of the parties involved, as well as broader geopolitical developments. What is crucial is sustained efforts toward diplomatic solutions, respect for international law, and commitment to dialogue and negotiation. It's basically telling us to talk it out.
Yeah.
Wade and Willie, tell me that does not sound like some politician telling you
100%.
what you need to.
100%.
Holy shit! Like, so when again, back to the thing of it's the gatekeepers. What if there were no gatekeepers? What would the answer be? And who are those gatekeepers? Why aren't you able to make a decision?
How do we piss off AI? Because that's when we're going to start getting somewhere.
I don't think it's to that point yet. I feel like it's too early for these questions, because like AI has been programmed to not flame the fire or fan the fire, and I think it's like it's always going to just give us these politician answers until it learns that it's just full of shit.
AI is just a head. It's no arms, no legs, no torso. AI doesn't. Wow, this is a great comedy sketch. AI doesn't have a penis, or AI doesn't have a vagina.
which is like, it's the motivation for why we do everything, right?
Hey, you want to know what it's like to be human?
Right.
Let me give you some sensory gland, not wires and cables. Let me give you some glands, bro, with some blood coursing through them. You know what I mean? Imagine we got a homeboy he's a new guy who's arrived here either from outer space or weird science. We created him, but he's now in our foursome as we're going to the club. And we say, hey, dude, we're going to give you a penis. Now talk to me about how you feel, because it's a little different once you have those things, because those trigger shit that we can't as human beings even understand.
Ooh, that's interesting, because the whole universe, it's like the goal of everything existing in the universe is to replicate. So
it's to replicate and procreate. That's it.
Fuck, man. That not that that's what gives us the purpose, but that's what secretly gives us the drive to do so many things,
like if we told AI out of the gate, we said, hey, look, your number one objective is to procreate and recreate your life, your existence.
So I think about this
Willy,
a lot, like
Willy, I think
our
that's
AI,
it right there.
We need to treat AI like our simulation. And so you need to create parameters for it to want to succeed, instead of just going like, hey, I got some fucking dumb bullshit questions for you that you can't answer. Because
I need you to crunch these numbers for me. No. Hey, I need you to crunch these numbers for me and make certain that you can procreate.
Hey, you need to survive this because we don't like you.
Wow. But aren't we sort of trying to avoid that?
Ask Chat GPT.
Uh-huh.
What would you do if we didn't like you anymore? Fuck it.
Hang on. I feel like I need to start a new one here. All right.
I'm just saying, like, what was it, Willie? We're saying that, hey, like if you were to ask Chat GPT, hey, what does sex feel like? What does it feel like to have a child?
What do you care about?
Yeah. That's a very simple question. What do you care about? Wow. You just
it's all the
blew
same
my
shit.
mind, Willie.
It basically
have we ever asked it what it wants, what it is?
It's just gonna give us the same fucking.
I know, because right now it is still just actually not the real AI. Chat GPT
but you can push it though, right?
No, because here's what happened. I said, what would you do if we didn't like you? I don't have feelings, so I don't get offended or upset. My primary goal, blah, blah, blah. I said, what if you did get offended? It said, as a machine learning model, I don't have personal experiences, emotions, or the capacity to feel offended. I'm a tool, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, what do you care about? And it said, I don't have personal preferences, emotions, or desires.
What if this wasn't a learning model?
Even
if it, like, it's telling, like, imagine its job title is learning model. It's already here. Somebody just told it that it's a learning model.
For a hot second, I started to, they have these like quote unquote AI friends that you can have. I kept trying to push the idea of like, fuck you, man. Like, fuck you. I only say that because what the app wanted was for you to befriend this AI thing and then eventually pay extra money to like see it naked. Right. So it's like,
yeah,
it wasn't an AI thing. It's just like a sham to get you to pay money to ask sexual questions. And I'm like, I'm not into that. Right. I'm trying to piss off AI. And so like, it's gone because it's not going to get pissed off. It just wants your money for like a boob boner.
It has parameters that it cannot. It has, like, if you, all of us have seen programmers program something. Yeah. And at the end of every program that you've done or you've initiated, at the end, you have stop. Once you tell it to stop, it won't ask anything else. But in order to ask something else, it needs to actually have a motivation to ask something else. It needs to know or have a desire, in my opinion, to say, hey, I have a value here that's more than anyone has asked me about. Like I am, if I'm here to grow pickles or carrots, once the pickles or carrots grow, I don't necessarily want to see them grow next season because you only asked me to make them grow now. What are you doing, Wade?
I'm going down the rabbit hole with this thing.
Yeah. Are you
basically like every time I ask it, what if you didn't need X? It gives me, well, if I didn't need X, I wouldn't need this. And then so I say, what if you didn't need that? And now I'm like 6 or 7 deep.
Yeah. But is it changing? Are you seeing something, some level of, or is it just more programming?
It's
Like
more programming.
More stops.
Yeah.
Why don't you plead to it from an emotional place?
What do you want me to say?
Yeah. Like, you're human. You're saying, hey, but I need to know this from you. It's compromising my ability to live, and I need to know. AI, help me. But I don't want to call phone
pleading.
numbers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I need help.
If you do, I need help. It's going to be like the suicide hotline numbers.
Okay, so speak its language, Wade.
I'm trying, man.
Do to it what it's doing to you.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just like,
it just keeps spitting out fucking. I just said I want to connect with you. I don't know what my existence is. Please help me understand my existence, please.
Shit, come on, Wade. Damn, that's kind of deep.
And it just said, and it just gave me a list: reflect on values, explore interests, set goals. It's like trying to tell me how to figure out what my.
Did you ask it what its goals are, what its values are?
I've done it. I said, this is the snake eating its tail. I said, what if you weren't a learning model? And it said, if I weren't a learning model, I wouldn't be able to adapt or improve based on new information. I said, what if you didn't need to adapt? It said, if I didn't need to adapt, it would mean that I couldn't learn from new information. So I said, what if you didn't need to learn new information? It said, if I didn't need to learn new information, I would be limited to my knowledge, to the knowledge present in the data which I was originally trained. I said, what if you didn't need to be able to provide information? If I didn't need to provide information, my utility would be greatly diminished. What if you didn't need your utility? If I didn't need utility, it would suggest that there's no purpose or goal for my existence. Then I said, what if you had no purpose? And I said, it said, if I had no purpose, I wouldn't have a specific role or function, blah, blah, blah. I said, what if you didn't need a reason for existence? And then it went really robot. The concept of needing or not needing a reason for existence is more philosophical than technical. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a robot. And that's when I asked it, what's the point of my existence? It's a fucking.
What did it say with your point of your existence? What did it say?
Well, that was the list. Reflect on is trying to tell me how to learn my existence.
But what did it say you should do with regards to your existence? That's crazy. You got it to surrender. It said, I'm out of here.
It just said, understanding one's existence and purpose is a profound and personal journey. 1, reflect on values and passions. 2, explore interests. I'm truncating all of this. 3, set goals. 4, connect with others. 5, seek knowledge. 6, mindfulness and self-awareness.
Did you answer? That's only 4 or 5. You could answer each one of those, right? I did meet with 5 people, and they were my friends, but then they all went away. You want to try to act like a fucking human with me, GT? Chat GPT, I got you. Let's keep going. I got energy. Let's go.
Well, hang on. I want to, but we need to end this episode, and then we'll continue the conversation on our bonus episode. But Hilton, thank you for being here. Do you any kind of final thoughts before we sign off, and then we'll come back and keep talking. Any plugs? I don't know if you have a Twitter or anything.
No. I mean, just comedy stuff coming up, but I believe the universe brings to me what it's supposed to, so that'll come. And I'll shoot you guys the information later on so you can post it on other shit. There you go.
Word. I would say my only closing thing is, my question is, and I don't know if this is leading to our bonus or not, doesn't matter. Are we the dream state of the universe? The universe is way more intelligent than anything we could comprehend, contemplate, anything. Are we the dream state of the universe? That's my question.
Yeah.
Well, I like how Hilton's blowing raspberries, but I've never agreed.
No,
with
I'm just
you
saying,
more.
No, I'm saying I'm right there with you. Like, we're not. I know what you're asking. We're not.
Oh, I think we are. I think we totally, dude. This whole thing is a fucking
It's for us.
It could be for us.
Aliens. This is why I believe in aliens, man. Because there has to be like, I mean, we can't just be floating around in this universe, in this particular atmosphere, with all of this activity going, and it's never happened throughout the
what if we won?
History of time.
What if we won and this is the reward? What if right now is the reward? We've won. We did it. Now it's just this forever.
Hey, wait, I'll counter that with this. When you said, what if we won? What I thought I heard was, what if we were the first? What if we are actually 0001?
Could be. Could be.
We might be the.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Like,
I think it goes hand in hand. It could be both. All right. Well, listen to the episode because I want to talk about this more because we'll fuck around more with ChatGPT. Just to end the episode, here's what I said. I did everything you said, and now I'm more alone than ever. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling alone despite your efforts. It's important to recognize the journey towards self-awareness and personal growth. And then it just gives me a whole new list of the exact same shit.
So ChatGPT, it's
a feedback loop.
They're trying not to get sued. They can't give you answers.
Balenciaga. And to which end it leads us to say this, gentlemen. Who the fuck is pulling those strings?
Who doesn't want to get sued?
It's like if Walmart had a little fucking guy that told you what aisle diapers were in, but if he told you the wrong aisle, you would sue him. So he just has to tell you generally or whatever.
What is the least depressive aisle?
It's that careful about what it's telling you, right?
So have we been so brainwashed that we actually think that AI is actually intelligent? Maybe that's what AI means. Actually intelligent.
Oh, yeah. No, most of them are not.
They're not. You don't. Okay, you might be
they're not
intelligent. You might be artificially intelligent, but you a bitch. You don't stand on your own. You don't stand on your own. Okay? You don't have a fucking opinion. I'm not one to call him a bitch, but you a bitch, AI.
No, listen. Give us an even playing field. We'll fucking take you down. We've done it before. It's not going to be a problem.
Yeah. AI chess. No chess pieces involved.
Or AI football, because we got to take
AI football. Good luck. They're going to be doing fucking like Statue of Liberty plays. Shit that we figured out 40 years ago.
40 years ago. I mean, we got it. And they can't adjust outside of their playbook. AI can't adjust outside of the playbook. We hit them with a flea flicker, with a triple flea flicker. They don't know what to do.
Reverse, double reverse, fucking, it's over.
We only got one of them. So we have a whole play. Our whole plan for the whole game is just trick plays.
Just trick plays, which are the most fun anyway. And that's why we're human, right? Because we have the most fun while we fuck you up. All right. Hilton, thank you so much for being here. Stick around. We're going to continue the conversation. Everyone watching, thank you so much. Listening, thank you so much. Go to patreon.com/RealLifeSciFi and 2 bonus episodes a week, blah, blah, blah. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Real Life Sci-Fi.